All right, let's get stuck right into it with our stock of the day, something that's in the news and a stock that's currently in the Calls Fantasy portfolio is Evolution Mining. Called for a trading halt this morning. Evolution saying it's entering into a $400 million agreement with Northern Star Resources. Under the proposed deal, Evolution is set to acquire all of Northern's carbine operations as well as majority stakes in each of the latter's joint ventures in the WA goldfields. This news comes off the back of Northern Star naming Stuart Tonkin as managing director and former MD Rayleigh Finlayson becoming an executive director. So this is all part of the Northern Star merger with Saracen and the fallout of that. James Rosenberg, what do you think of the news today, the impact on Evolution?
Oh, yawn, David. Look, Evolution is a gold miner predominantly in Australia and New Zealand, producing, about 700,000 ounces. This will take them up towards 900,000. We've spoken about gold producers before. They are completely reliant on things that are outside of their control, predominantly the gold price. Yep. And they've raised money over time for acquisitions like this. They're not a bad company, but I just can't get enthused about a company that is a complete price taker on a commodity that has got no transparency whatsoever. If I had to buy one gold company, I'd actually buy the shares in the one that they're buying this asset from, namely Northern Star. They've had modest earnings growth over time. There's nothing particularly wrong with them, but there's nothing to get particularly excited about either. So,
okay.
No,
so you're bearish on the whole gold sector.
I'm not bearish on the sector at all. I'm neither bearish nor bullish. I do not have the ability to predict what the gold price will do, and therefore the profitabilities of gold producers, and I don't know anyone that can predict it because there's so many variables, central banks turning the tap on and off on whether they're buying or selling. So I just prefer to have companies that I've got a high degree of certainty that they're going to have earnings at a particular level, and then you can work out what you're willing to pay for them. And I have no confidence in my ability to guess what the gold price will be. So it's just not a sector that I find attractive.
Yep. Chris, what do you think of Evolution and the new deal?
Yeah, I think I agree with James on the predictability of the gold price. A lot of people thought it'd be trending higher with all this money printing. We haven't seen that flush through the system yet. So if we set that aside, and there are some reasons why gold may improve in the second half on the back of a weakening US dollar and inflationary risk coming down the pipe. In terms of the deal itself, I think it makes sense for both parties. Northern Star, the merger with Saracen, and really taking on that super bit in Kalgoorlie. They've got their hands full as it is. It makes strategic sense for Evolution to really unlock some of their ground that is sitting around Kandana and the new processing facility they picked up. So for them, it allows them to embed some strategic growth to up their profile by about 200,000 ounces and keep their costs under control. So if you're a believer in the gold price and the Aussie gold price, more importantly, given that recent fall in the Aussie dollar, then this is a good move for Evolution. It has been in a downtrend. We saw it above $6 last year. So they've done a placement at $3.85. And if we see it down there in the next week or so, it's probably worth picking up a few if you already own it. For me, I prefer the diversity of Oz Minerals. Oz has been a great success story. It has come off a good 20% in recent times. I like the fact that it's a major copper producer as well. I'm bullish on copper. I think the demand for copper for industrial processes and for electric vehicles is in a mid-bull market. So for me, taking on James's call, I'd prefer to diversify a little bit for portfolios and look at Oz Minerals after the recent pullback.
Okay.